What up, YouTube? You can't stop trading and investing with James Z. Today we're going to talk about this IPO of Airbnb coming out on Thursday. You feel me? This Thursday. What day is that? On the 10th of December. So, I just wanted to go over a quick review of just Airbnb in general, from the revenues, what they've been doing. You feel me? Recently, I want to talk about a little bit about Corona and how that affected them, how Corona has affected the entire hotel industry, including Airbnb, because I kind of consider them like in that bubble, but they're gaining on them though. You feel me? I mean, even myself, I'd rather stay in an Airbnb than a hotel. And just go over a few things, their business model, and where I see this going in the future. And huge returns, you feel me, for people that truly want to invest in this. And then what am I going to do about it, you feel me, when the IPO comes. But before I do that, please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It is very much appreciated. I do this for financial entertainment. You feel me? I just go over the analysis that I look up, the research I do, and then whatever I see in the market. But I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that likes researching this shit, you feel me? So that being said, let's just get right into it. So obviously, on December 10th, Airbnb is going to be IPOing. You feel me? Airbnb boosts IPO price range to between $56 and $60 a share. Originally, they wanted to go public at a $35 billion listing, which was roughly around, $40–50 a share. But again, man, a big name and a big brand like Airbnb is huge, man. And everybody got their eyes on Airbnb, man. The opportunity is huge right now. So, they raised it to $39 to $42 billion now, fully diluted shares. So 56 to 60 million a share. Airbnb for everyone. So Airbnb Inc. plans to boost the proposed price range of its initial public offering. The latest sign that the red-hot IPO market is ending the year on a high note. Airbnb is boosting the range between $56 to $60 a share from $44 to $50. You feel me? People familiar with this matter said the new range would give the home rental company a valuation of as much as $42 billion in a fully diluted basis and including process from the offering. So, again, man, people know how hot this is, man. I mean, it's Airbnb. Airbnb is one of the biggest globally brands out there. You know what I mean? You feel me? I love Airbnb. You know what I mean? I mean, their business model is dope. You feel me? And just to go over their little business model, just to show a perspective of how amazing this company truly is. If we go over here, as you see, billion-dollar business models. We could see them: Uber, Amazon, Netflix, Airbnb, Tesla. Well, the one thing they have in common with Uber and Amazon, which is amazing, is the fact that, they really don't have no products. I mean, they don't own anything. You feel me? I mean, it's dope, man. Amazon, take Amazon, for example. They sell billions of products and make trillions of dollars, and they don't own anything. You feel me? They don't have no assets of any type of product in any warehouses that they own. They just supply them, man. They're just the route. You feel me? Almost like some middleman shit, you know what I mean? But I mean, the business model's dope, bro. And same thing with Uber. Uber doesn't own any vehicles. You feel me? You just, hey man, sign up. You feel me? Use your car to Uber people. And that's basically like Airbnb. You feel me? Hey man, sign up. Use your house. If it meets our qualifications, we use your house, rent that, you get a percentage. I mean, come on, man. I mean, and it's amazing, the business model that they have, that mirrors Uber and Amazon, and which are two powerhouses. As you see right here in 2017, Uber, 37 billion. It's up way more than that now. Same thing, look at Amazon, business model up 177 billion. So again, man, I see the potential with Airbnb and being listed between, somewhere around $40 billion. We could get into the financials and figure out, is that value even worth it? I very much think it is worth it. So if we go over here, just kind of little their growth, man, and exactly what I said. The things I like to invest in, the things I like to put my money in are consistent growth. Obviously, we don't have a chart pattern yet because they haven't IPO'd, but I mean, so we got to dig in a little bit of everything else. So Airbnb bookings, as you can see, from 2015 to 2019, it practically doubled. 25 to 52, then 52 to 115, then 115 to 140, 140 to 187. I mean, that's consistent growth. You feel me? Obviously in 2020 with this pandemic going on, they did take a huge hit. So I know that they did put out negative earnings on the year. But again, man, that's because of this whole COVID-19. But I mean, it did affect the huge hotel chains as well. And Airbnb is gaining on them. And then now, once this pandemic settles down, I mean, where would you rather stay? In the midst of a pandemic, slowly getting out of a pandemic, with this vaccine coming out now. I mean, I would much rather feel safer staying in a house or, you feel me, some type of Airbnb than going to a hotel chain where there's thousands of people preoccupying that space. And as you can see, their listings continue to grow. You feel me? About 120,000 to 300,000 to 800,000, 1.2 million, 2.1 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. So you feel me? I mean, that's more and more people wanting to get involved to make a profit off this, which is beautiful. Using this brand, Airbnb, it's so globally well known. I mean, you put a stamp on it, come stay, Airbnb. I mean, I could put any house that meets their qualifications up for Airbnb and someone in that area, especially if it's like a hot tourist destination or some kind of vacation spot. I mean, come on, man, that's easy money for the person who owns the house, because Airbnb don't own that house, but they're profiting off their brand name. I mean, the brand is huge. You got to remember, branding is huge. Airbnb user statistics from 2012, 15, 16, and 18. Look at that growth. 6 million, 50 million, 100 million, 150 million. And now let's look into the revenues. You feel me? The numbers, the money. You feel me? What everybody likes to see. 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 400 million, 900 million, 1.7 billion, 2.6 billion, 3.6 billion, 4.7 billion. Unfortunately, because of COVID, they're not going to be doing as well. But you could see the consistent growth by the billion. So, you know what I mean? Just do the math. And you feel me? I mean, if you do the math, they would probably been projected to be about, 5.7 to close to $6 billion for 2020. And then you times that by 5, which is typically where they get the valuation in the stock market. You feel me? As far as, these big institutional investors go. So you feel me? 6 times 5, we're talking $30 billion, which is roughly right around where they want to IPO, just a little bit more. But again, man, the growth, you feel me? Where can this be, 10 years from now in 2030? If you continue that growth, we're talking, adding, even at that point, if we just add $1 billion a year, so we'd be about, 16 to somewhere between 16 to 20 billion dollars, somewhere in that range, and then times that by 5. So what's that estimate? About $100 billion. You feel me? I mean, just, quick estimates off the top of my head, but the growth, man, is beautiful. Their evaluation, as you can see, continue to grow, except for 2020, fell off because of COVID. But I mean, it's consistent growth, and that's what you want to see in a company. And then again, like we talked about with COVID and the effect that COVID had on not only hotels but Airbnb as well. We're finally getting a vaccine. And as you can see right here, COVID vaccine candidate offers some protection after the first dose with nearly full protection after the second dose, according to the documents released Tuesday on the Food and Drug Administration. And this came out today, I believe. Yeah, today. You know what I mean? December 8th. You feel me? And then it says right here, the Pfizer vaccine calls for 2 doses, 3 weeks apart. In November, Pfizer said earlier results from the phase 3 clinical trials appears to be 95% effective in preventing symptomatic COVID. COVID-19. So you feel me? I mean, they're getting close. They're getting close to a solution. And you feel me? And that's only great things to come, because once we get this COVID thing behind us, I mean, all I see is huge growth for this company, with a business model, you know, similar to Amazon and Uber. I mean, come on. And then, you know, I just want to go over quick, you know, usage, demographics, and revenue growth. I mean, there's so many highlighted points. You know, Airbnb offers listing over 191 countries. Again, a huge global brand. I mean, dude, I mean, I'd rather go look up an Airbnb and stay in a luxurious mansion or a big, you know what I mean? If I'm traveling somewhere, instead of just a hotel. I mean, I could get a hotel suite or some kind of villa, but again, man, I'd rather have my own building to myself. You know what I mean? Airbnb has about 150 million users. Airbnb has more than 5 million listings worldwide. Come on, man. And then just consistency, numbers. 49% of Airbnb users in 2016 used it as an alternative to hotels. What's that mean for the hotel industry, man? It's going to crush them, because the business model of Uber is the future. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I think that hotel chains are going to eventually die out because of Airbnb. You know what I mean? 93% of Uber, 93% of Airbnb users were satisfied with their service. I mean, 53% of travelers use Airbnb because of the price. You know what I mean? And then look at the growth in vacation spots. I don't want to butcher this name. Gangneung is expected to be the most popular destination of Airbnb in 2018. It has gone up 2,175% for the city as far as bookings go. You feel me? Airbnb hosts could pay 81% of their rent by listing a 2-bedroom home. Come on, man. That's basically paying for your mortgage. You know what I mean? Come on, man. 54% of Airbnb guests are females. Okay. 88% of reservations are for 2 to 4 people. I mean, these are just quick statistics. You know what I mean? We got 660 locations listed in the United States alone, which that's going to continue to grow. You know what I mean? You know, look, about 2 million people stay in Airbnb rentals across the world during an average night in 2018. That's going to continue to grow. Millennials account for roughly 60% of all guests who ever booked an Airbnb. Who's millennials, man? You feel me? That's us. You know, the people that were growing up in this era of the 2000s. You know what I mean? And you know, someone my age. You feel me? Someone younger. I mean, that's going to be, you know, hotels are, you know, what my parents or grandparents are used to staying in. You know what I mean? Now with Airbnbs in this new era of millennials, you feel me? 60% are choosing to stay in an Airbnb over a hotel room, man. So you feel me? I mean, then that number is probably going to continue to grow. You feel me? 11% of more than 500,000 U.S. listings are reserved on a typical night. You know what I mean? Come on, man. And I mean, you got 1.9 million listings you could book at any time. You feel me? I mean, dude, I seen one somewhere. Look, the cost of renting an average home on Airbnb is cheaper than a single hotel room. Come on, man. You feel me? Wouldn't you rather have a whole house than just a hotel room? I mean, I do like the luxuries of a hotel room, don't get me wrong, but I mean, come on, I'd much rather have a whole house. You know what I mean? So again, conclusion, with the way Airbnb is growing at a rapid rate, mainstream hotel bookings should buckle up, or they'll face a difficult time competing with the company. Research conducted by Morgan Stanley report shows that over 50% of Airbnb users in 2016 gladly used it to replace a traditional hotel stay. But the race isn't won yet. Airbnb needs to up their game by partnering with large companies to accommodate their employee travel needs, as well as attract business travelers. I mean, that's probably it. You know what I mean? That's probably their one hurdle that they're going to have to overcome. You know, but again, man, and then, you know, again, like I said, June 30th, 2020 quarter, we'll see real damage. Airbnb's revenue falling from $1.2 billion a year ago to just 334 million. But again, man, during a pandemic, for them to make $334 million in a quarter, I mean, you can't be mad at that, man. So, man, you know, for Airbnb, man, what I'm seeing in this gradual growth of evaluation, again, man, you know, I could see this reaching, $100 billion. You feel me, in the next 5 years, because of the global branding of how popular Airbnb is. It could potentially be more, man. In the future, down the line, if you're thinking 10 to 20 years, even further, 30 years down the line of a long-term investment, we're talking, an evaluation that's probably going to be roughly 10 times higher than what it's going to IPO for. So, we're talking, $500 a share, somewhere in that range, and that's the potential that this thing has. And as far as it IPOing, the only one concern I have in the IPO for me personally is the fact that there's going to be so many people jumping on this. I could see it going from the 50s to the high to the 100 to potentially more, just for the fact that everybody's going to want to pile on instantly. And of course, for a long-term investment, I don't really see a problem with that. I mean, if it gets too high, I believe if it gets over the 100 mark, then yeah, it's just going to be valued too high too soon, and it will drop. So, be cautious on that IPO. If it maintains in that 50 range, I see it in the 50 range being fine for a initial investment for the long term. But for those who are more like me, who want to swing trade something, because I do like long-term investments, and this is a very good long-term investment. Don't get me wrong. This will be an amazing long-term investment with huge upside, huge potential for the long term. But for me personally, I could see just a huge fluctuation coming, because again, they're diluting their shares into this company so they could go public. So that could be a huge swing of price, especially if they're IPOing at 56, and say we have a whole bunch of people hopping in and the price gets pumped all the way to 100. Then what happens with the shareholders that are diluting their shares is that, they could hit you all the way down and we could see a massive drop. So, just be cautious of that. If it does open in the 50 range and it runs up to the 100, it could very well drop really fast down to the 50 range. So those that will, saying, what, this is a long-term investment, I'm going to get in the 70s or 80s before it's too late, and then it drops back down to the 50s, don't get spooked out by that, especially if you're going to hold it long-term. But if it's something that you just want to try to hop on to make a quick profit, then, I would be a little concerned, and I would, be a little patient and wait for the price action. Just fill out the price action and see what's going on with it. But again, man, Airbnb, as far as a long-term investment, we see continuous growth in revenue, which is what I love to see. It's so beautiful. You know what I mean? Do I want to tie my money in this right now? Not necessarily. But again, man, it's just a huge opportunity, a huge growth opportunity for anybody interested in this company. Airbnb is obviously huge globally, obviously a huge brand. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's up there. I compare it to Uber and Amazon, man. You feel me? Just their whole business model is just like Uber and Amazon. And I mean, those are huge multi-billion-dollar companies. And, this is barely scratching the surface right now, because anybody could Airbnb. This could go 10 times the growth of what it is now, potentially more. So just think about that in that perspective. If we're going to IPO in the 50s, 10 times that in the future, we're talking, $500 a share. So 10 times your money potentially in the future. I could definitely see that happening. On the time frame, I don't necessarily know how long it would take to get there, but I really see it definitely happening at some point for sure. So again, man, just a quick review on Airbnb's IPO. I thought it was very interesting because it is a huge global brand. Actually, I remember, I want to say my dad was the one that was first put this on my radar a few months back, and he couldn't wait for it to IPO. So now the IPO is coming on Thursday, December 10th. So this is your opportunity, guys. If it's something you want to invest in, obviously $56 to $60 a share is a very reasonable price. I think the evaluation is very reasonable. Again, because if we compare it to the evaluation of 2019, which is pretty much what it's evaluating off of, I mean, you're getting a great discount from you know, which is where they're 39 billion to 42. You're getting a great discount, you feel me, because of this COVID. So, you know, just think about it from that perspective, because as you see the growth rate, you know, it's growing nearly $10 million. So, I mean, if COVID didn't hit, this would probably be more of a $50 billion evaluation. So think of it from that perspective. And if you buy it throughout the IPO, you should be fine, especially for a long-term investment, man. Definitely bullish. It looks extremely bullish from what I see in revenues and what I see as far as global branding and everything this company is accomplishing. It is pretty amazing to see. So you feel me? $56 to $60 a share is a great price at a $40 billion evaluation. So, you know, think about that. Because of COVID, I mean, if COVID didn't happen, this could potentially hit the market at an $80 billion evaluation, a $60 billion, $50 billion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have very well been a lot more if it wasn't for COVID. So, you feel me? Just a quick analysis of mine on Airbnb IPOing. Would I be a long-term investor? Yes, I would. Am I going to be at this time? Most likely not. But it is a potential for me, just depending on the price action, to potentially swing trade this, because I like keeping my capital freed up right now. I started my my trading journey this year with a $4,000 account. You feel me? And so, you know, I'm roughly about 50% up in profit since August 12th. And I'm going to continue to grow my account slowly but surely. And then maybe at some point when I build enough capital, you know, I might very well just go ahead and throw some money aside to invest in Airbnb for the long run. Because like I said, any price right now compared to the potential future of this, I definitely could see it going 10 times your money sometime in the future. So great opportunity right here for anybody interested in Airbnb. Really great opportunity for growth. 10 times your money, potentially more. So, you know, I think that's going to be it today, guys. Just a quick review on Airbnb. December 10th, the 12th. You feel me? You feel me? Again, man, if you watch this far, man, I appreciate you. You feel me? Hit that like, please subscribe. Leave a comment if you ever want to talk anything stock market related. If you want me to review anything, leave a comment. I'll reply. Anything you want to talk about, man, I'm always open to talk stock market, mindset, money, you feel me, personal development, you feel me, staying focused, anything of that nature, man, I'm always open. Again, man, you can't stop mafia. It's a mindset movement, meaning never stop yourself, never stop your progress. Always educate yourself, especially in finance. Having multiple streams of income is an amazing thing, especially the stock market. It could really boost your dollars. You know what I mean? So that's going to be it for today. Till next time, Airbnb, huge growth potential. You feel me? Y'all do your research. Y'all do your homework. And if it sounds like something for you, you feel me? Buy it. You know what I mean? All right, man. Till next time. Peace.